it says here, I don't know, look, it says here $355, but I'm not sure if that's correct. I don't know. I think that must be $35.
Just come and be like, oh, I thought it was $35. Here you go.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm sorry. So probably, I'm sure it's 35, but you know.
Cents.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of like
$3.55.
Right.
I don't know. Anyway, to register, you go to it's probably on the website, www.stanzeylangtree.com, if you're interested in the energetic alignment. And that's on Sunday afternoon next week.
And a reminder, all of this is on the newsletter, right, online?
Yeah,
so if
online.
like, oh, that sounds cool, just check out the newsletter.
Yeah. Yeah, and then on 1/4 there's a workshop as well happening with Rieta Ryan and Martin Peters, how to activate gratitude from 1:30 to 3:35.
My other favorite medicine.
Yeah, so this is all on the website. And if you want to submit a prayer request, we have a prayer group, and if you have somebody in mind, usually that sort of person has to give permission to be prayed upon by us, but if you have someone in mind and could ask them, or something's going on with you that you want prayer for, you can ask the prayer group to pray for you.
There's a little box back there, has a turtle on it, I think.
You can fill out a piece of paper requesting a prayer and put it in the turtle box.
Turtle box.
In the turtle
For
box.
a whole new you.
Yeah, a honey box. Okay.
For a whole new you.
Yeah. So, there you go. That's the announcements. Okay. So I'm going to introduce Kai, and Kai's my lovely friend, and he's from the Big Island, raised in Hilo, above the Rainbow Falls, and he now enjoys living here on the Kona coast at the ocean. And he shares weekly outdoor yoga classes and ho'oponopono ceremonies with people, and is an ordained psychic minister, a founding member of the Hilo Lightworkers Centre, a Reiki master and massage therapist, and a professional psychic clairvoyant. Yeah. He has been drawn to the study of healing and spirituality from a young age. He took pre-med courses at the University of Puget Sound, and did postgraduate work at Fuller Theological Seminary. He has studied with Eileen Caddy, founder of the Findhorn community, as well as Hawaiian wisdom teachers Harry Jim and Uncle George Nalpi. Kaimana attended several of the workshops Hank Wesselman offered at New Thought Centre, including the final one in March 2020. Kaimana plays many roles in the New Thought community, and they include musician, sound tech person, crystal bowl coordinator, Sunday speaker, and board member. So he's a very busy person. Thank you, Kai.
Thank you. Since you mentioned Hank, and Hank was one of the people that did this ceremony for so long, I just want to acknowledge his presence. Many of the things on the altar here are from Hank. I was blessed to receive many things that he had and many of his teachings and so forth. I've been really honored to be a part of this community. Oh my God, I get choked up. A couple of years ago, I was at a sound bath, and when I came out of that, I saw myself doing all these things that I didn't know how I was going to do. But I proclaimed that I was going to do that. And through you all, through this community, I'm now online to the world. Like, I don't know if anybody's watching me, but like that was one of the things that I saw, that I would be holding ceremony for community, and that would be going out into the world. And so I just want to really take a moment to acknowledge that that happened. As you mentioned, I've done the last 2 winter solstices. I've done a bunch of the ceremonies. Each one is a little different. But just to kind of review, again, you can watch those on YouTube. You can do the journey on YouTube. I think that's a great way to spend free time and so forth, but a great way to catch up on maybe teachings that you missed. But the first time I did the winter solstice, I talked about the winter solstice. So solstice, sol is the sun, And stis is Latin for stopping. Yeah. So the solstice is the day the sun stops, literally. Right? So the sun moves across the horizon every night. Like if you watch the sunset, like I live on the ocean, every night the sun sets in a slightly different places. And in some places around the world, those are marked with rocks and so forth. And on December 21st, today, winter solstice, the sun stops moving. Like on the 22nd, on the 23rd, on the 24th, it sets in the same place. And so the ancient ones said, the sun has died. It's no longer moving. And then on December 25th, the sun starts moving again. And I talked about that's why Christmas, we celebrate the birth of the Christ child. But like Mithra and Krishna and so many of the sun gods throughout the past were born on December 25th. This is a day, a time that we've been celebrating as people through incarnations for thousands of years. And now we celebrate the birth of the Christ child, the birth of the Son, etc. But that's really what we're celebrating on Christmas, is the rebirth of the Son. And what happens today is this is the longest night. And I talked about how day versus night, like during the day we're aware of ourself, our sun, our place in the world. But at night we realize that there's stars all around and there's suns all out there, and we're aware of the other. We're aware of our place in the universe as one of many suns. And that it's a time for us to connect to our ancestors, to the ones of the night, and so forth. We go into that dream world. And then the second one, last winter solstice, I shifted the focus to more about how the Hawaiians see this time. The Makihiki, they call it. Yeah. And its connection to the Pleiades. Yeah. So this time, from November to about February, the Pleiades is more in the sky. It rises right at sunset around November. And then that becomes a time where the Hawaiians have a time of peace. It's a harvest festival in Hawaii and around the world, this harvest time, like Thanksgiving and so forth. But here in Hawaii specifically, it was a time to honor Lono, the god of agriculture and peace and healing. And the Hawaiians say he came from the Pleiades, as did they, right? And I realized in reviewing my teaching last time that I kind of skipped a little quickly over the Pleiades, like how you find the Pleiades. So for those of you who are not familiar with the Pleiades in the sky, they're also known as the seven sisters. Yeah, there's 7 stars. So like I have 7 crystal balls here on the altar specifically to represent each of the stars of the Pleiades, yeah? And many ancient people say we come from the Pleiades, that our gods came from the Pleiades, yeah. So to find the Pleiades are actually in the head of Taurus. Yeah, so for those of you who know your astrological science, but there's 7 stars, easy to see as a cluster, but even easier if you know Orion. Orion is one of maybe the easiest star clusters to see other than the Big Dipper. Like there's 3 stars almost in a row, but they're a little bit off. And then, that's the pyramids of Egypt, the pyramids of the Maya represent that. The Orion, they say Orion sort of chases the 7 sisters across the sky. And there's a lot of like legends and stories about Orion and so forth. But I see Orion, some people see Orion has a sword on his belt. I see that Orion has a bow, or some people do. And it's almost like he's shooting his bow at the Pleiades. So if you find Orion, you can kind of be like, oh, there. And the sky is, right, there's the Pleiades. Yep. As I mentioned, many people feel that the Pleiades are teachers. They're also sometimes thought of as the keepers of the 5th dimension. And that's more what I want to talk about today. Last time I talked about the return of the star tribes. Right? And we did a little bit of a journey work kind of connecting to the stars and to our ancestors, but a little bit more focused on what we might call aliens, although we're kind of all aliens. We're star children, is many of the teachings. And I will just mention along that line that I feel like when Jesus said, "My Father is in heaven," people misunderstood what he was saying. He's a star child, and those type of children come into the world throughout time, throughout traditions, to bring us to a higher awareness. Yeah. But as I mentioned today, I want to talk a little bit more about the fifth dimension and dimensional travel. Oh, before I leave that, I just want to point out that this year we had Atlas. Yeah, that's just kind of now leaving, right? I think it was at our closest point like 2 days ago or something like that. And nobody really knows what Atlas is. Some people think it's a scout, a starship, or whatever. But it has sort of put the consciousness of a lot of people towards like, hey, they could be coming back any day now. So I just want to kind of point out, like, yeah, I kind of mentioned that, right? Like, and I believe they are coming soon. Yeah, that some are here, the watchers and so forth, but that whole shift of consciousness is about to happen. Now, before I go on to talk about the dimensional travel and the dimensions, I just want to take a quick moment. I also did a ceremony last night, and they really talked about the photon belt. So some of you have heard about the photon belt. There's a band of photons that emanate from the central sun, and it's like it creates a 24,000 year, 26,000 year cycle. And we go through the light part, the sun part, the brightest part for about 2,000 years. And then for about 10,000 years, we're in the dark part. And we just started coming into the light part of the photon belt in 2012. Yeah. So the other thing that happens on winter solstice is our sun lines up with the sun of our solar system and lines up with the central sun. So this time, winter solstice, I feel that spirit breeze, has always been considered this sacred time. I talked about the 12 days of Christmas, how you can create more at this time. It's a connection to that cosmic light. Yeah, so I just want to kind of mention that also about this time and this ceremony. Now, I want to talk a little bit about dimensional travel and migrations. Yeah, migrations of people, migrations of the whales. I want to really focus a little bit on the whales on our journey today. Yeah, and dolphins. I believe these beings are fifth dimensional beings that live here in the third dimension and use sound to heal us. And we'll talk more about that. But I want to talk a little bit about us as dimensional beings, multi-dimensional beings, yeah? So to not overcomplicate it, some people say there's 9 dimensions, some say there's 12, some say there's 33. There are 9 main dimensions I want to talk about in this kind of format. And just to be clear, each of our chakra is connected to a dimension. So we are already multi-dimensional beings. Yeah, just to be clear. Most of us are living in a third dimension, but we have access to the other dimensions. So like the first dimension is that one point. Some people talk about at the center of the earth, there is like a lead, or some say a platinum, or some say a crystal diamond. Those are all third dimension descriptions, that first dimension point, that one point. And I encourage you now and throughout your life, drop a line from the very base of your spine, your first chakra, all the way down to the center of the earth and plug into that first dimension. That helps to ground your body. That energy of that first dimension creates gravity, connection, yeah, in the third dimension. Then the second dimension is kind of like duality. Like the electrons, there's this attraction, this repulsion, this reaction in this energetic form, and we experience that in the human body as emotions. I like, I don't like, right? I'm drawn to that, I'm drawn away from it, but that's that second chakra energy, right? Emotion. And one of the reasons I want to work with the whales is because they live in the ocean, and the ocean, the water, is really connected to emotions. And some say that the second dimension is the realm of the elementals. That the elementals, the 5 main elements, but the elementals themselves create the physical world from their interactions. All right, so second dimension. Third dimension, yeah, that's the physical world, this place of time and space where we have the will, yeah, the solar plexus. So again, our sun, our place that we breathe from, the diaphragm, that gives us life and energy in this body to create. Now, many of us in the third dimension are kind of still dealing with the karmic effects of our soul's incarnation in this world. And that is a big part of what we're doing in this time. Yeah, not today, but like in this lifetime on the planet. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. But I also want to talk about, like, the fourth dimension is this place of love, the heart. Yeah, so people talk about fourth dimension. Some people say that's the area of the astral. It's the first area of, like, the dream world where we get to act out, ideally learn to act in love. Yeah, and so in our dream world, we have all these things that happen, and sometimes we're reacting to them emotionally or out of fear. But ultimately, what we're learning as beings is to move in that world and in this world in love, if that makes sense. Yeah. Then the fifth dimension is the dimension of sound. It's in our throat. That's how we speak. That's how we make music. That's how we make everything. Yeah, we're reminded in the Bible, like at the beginning of this age, that even God creates with sound. It's in sound vibration that this world, this physical world, comes into creation. But one of the great teachings there is that it's with love that the world is created through sound. So it's not just the sound itself, but it's the sound with love that then creates this world. Yeah. We're going to come back to the fifth dimension. I will mention that this time that we're in, this Aquarian age, the beginning of the Aquarian age, some say it's a time of brotherhood and communication, right? So we have the internet, and now we have AI, like taking consciousness to another level. But it's this time of community and brotherhood, sisterhood, community. So one of the things that we're really learning at this time is how to work together. Yeah, I'm going to come back to this being so important this time on the planet as we're going into the next year, because there's a lot of changes that are about to happen. But community is so important. And the reason I mention this is because some people believe that there's a new chakra coming into existence between the heart and the throat, and it's turquoise. So you'll see a lot of us are kind of drawn to wear turquoise around that area. It's like charging that sacred communication with love in community. And I just want to take a moment, as I mentioned earlier, to honor this community and communities like this around the world where people can gather and experience sharing their gifts in love. Because that's what our next phase in the planet is about. That's what we're going to experience for the next 1,000 years of life, is moving into that place. And I attended a really wonderful past life workshop here. Like we did, we went into our past lives, but then we also went into our future life. And I think I've mentioned this before. Everybody's future life, what they experienced was being able to be appreciated and valued for their soul essence. That's what this is all about. We're all becoming our soul essence in community. We're figuring out who we are inside, but then we're bringing it out to one another. And the good news is, like Nostradamus, Casey, they all talk about the year 3000. Like, we're not done. The world's not about to end, but things are shifting. Like this world, the age is coming to an end, but we're going into an age of light. We are promised and told. Yep. So, fifth dimension, sound vibration. I mentioned whales. They use sound. Yeah. And they go down deep into the ocean, because the deeper they go, the more that sound resonates and heals the planet. So when we journey, we're going to go a little deeper today, because we're going to go into those deep places to release emotion, healing, and so forth, so we can access our star soul medicine. Yeah. So just to complete that whole like conversation about the dimensions, the sixth dimension is the dimension of light, yeah, sacred geometry and so forth. So as a clairvoyant, as a psychic, I go into the sixth dimension. I connect with my pineal gland and I look at light. I look at color, I look at vibration of light. So the way I'm able to read somebody's past or somebody's future is because I'm looking at the light. I'm not in the third dimension. I go out to the sixth dimension, and from there I can see more clearly the patterns of light that create this reality. That makes sense? Because people sometimes go, how do you do that? That's literally what I do. And then the seventh dimension is, I believe, the connection to the spirit world. It's interesting because a lot of people will say, well, the ascended masters, the teachers, they live in the fourth dimension, or they live in the fifth dimension, or they live in the sixth dimension. I experience their energies of love in the fourth dimension, their teachings and their vibrations of sound in the fifth dimension, their light in the sixth dimension, and I visit them in the seventh dimension, if that makes more sense, right? We get connection to all of them through that place, yeah. And then, of course, we all have also the eighth chakra. It's about like above the head up here, yeah. So in my yoga classes, I'll have warrior. I'll have people bring their hands up and create a ball of light up there and fill it with whatever they want more of, because that's our connection to the spirit world, and then bring it down into the physical body, right? So that connection to eighth dimension back into here. I believe eighth dimension is the realm of the angels, specifically angels as communicators of God, right? And part of me believes angels are aliens. That's a whole other conversation. But they're beings of light also, right? But then the ninth dimension is the dimension of God, right? So in the ninth dimension, everything is one. That's where when somebody is in meditation and they experience the oneness of everything, they're actually in the ninth dimension. And if it makes sense, the reason I'm sharing all of this is we're not becoming fourth dimension or fifth dimension or sixth dimensional beings. We are already multi-dimensional beings. But we can practice being in those dimensions more. Make sense? And when we're practicing being in those dimensions, we have access to all of that. So I like to remind people when we talk about the whole, like, hey, we're all one. Yeah, in the ninth dimension, we're all one. But in the third dimension, we're all dealing with our soul stuff. Now, it's good to keep that multi-dimensional perspective when we're dealing with life. And I believe that's where, like, the whales, the great teachers of wisdom, come in. So oftentimes wisdom, elders get it too. It's simply a longer perspective on what's happening. So in the moment, from a finite particular perspective, it might seem really chaotic or like, oh my God. But the more you expand out with the perspective in time, we look back on our life and we go, oh, that all happened perfect for me to get here. We have a different perspective on it. And the whales are the keepers of those records of time. So some people think in terms of the Akashic records. I've had some people say, well, the Akashic records in the fourth dimension, they're in the fifth dimension. I experience them more in the fifth dimension. A lot of our teachings of love is in the fourth dimension. But I actually read the Akashic records personally as tablets of light in the sixth dimension. But they are also available as vibrations of sound in the five dimension, and of love vibration, if that makes sense. Yeah, not to get too technical, but so we're multidimensional beings. The whales hold the wisdom of the planet because they hold this like ancient perspective. They've been here from Sirius. I was going to mention that Joan Ocean did a great video a year ago or so, yeah, about that the whales and dolphins are from Sirius. They're star beings here to use sound vibration to heal us and so many more things, yeah. So I wanted to give you that sort of perspective as we get ready to go in and journey. Yeah. Now, before we start the journey, I like to remind people when I teach lucid dreaming that if you're talking to animals, you're probably dreaming. And that's what we're about to do. A journey is a type of lucid dream, right? So you could say, well, you're either journeying or dreaming if you're talking to animals. And they're talking back, I guess. Yeah. Now, some of us will get that access, to be clear, in this beingness, right? We can connect to animals. We can find out. I had somebody call me recently. Oh my God, the dog is lost. And like, do you know anybody who's a pet psychic? And I'm like, well, I guess I am. I was like, the dog is with a person. It wants to come home. You have the dog in a week. And it's like, oh, okay. And then sure enough, the dog showed up a week later. It was like, just like you said. So like, again, it's just connecting to that dimensional energy and accessing it. But if you're talking to deceased ancestors or spirit guides, you're probably dreaming, journeying. Yeah. If you're flying or underwater breathing, you're probably dreaming or journeying. These are things that are common experiences in the dream world. And what we do when we journey is we access that part of ourself. So some of you will naturally just gravitate to the fourth dimension and this experience of love, or the fifth dimension and the experience of sound, and some beings might be talking to you and teaching you, and some might just experience light, maybe sacred geometry and beings, angels. And so all of that is available to us when we leave our connection or our being in the third dimension. Right? So we're always still in the third dimension. Your body will be here in the room. It'll be here when you get back. But we're going to sort of take our energy, our awareness, into other dimensions. So I just kind of wanted to share that as a teaching today, because like I said, I've done the winter solstice several times. So just to kind of make it a little bit fresh and new as a teaching. Was that good for people? Anybody get something from that? Okay, good. And I always say, like a psychic reading, if it doesn't make sense now, just kind of remember it, and at some point it'll come back like, oh yeah, right, that's what he said. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go into journey work. Yeah. To start that, we like to call in the 7 directions. So if you'll join me, you're welcome to stand, you're welcome to sit, but I do find it's easier to face the directions when we're standing. And I've placed this red square here on the altar to kind of face towards the directions. And we're going to start with the east. Yeah, some people start with the west. I like to start with the east, the place of the sunrise. So welcome, spirits of the east. Yeah, new beginnings, the child inside, light, a new day, the winged ones who sing. Yeah, also fifth dimensional birds. There's songs that fill us with joy and happiness in the new day. Come, spirits of the east, teach us, heal our inner child, bring us joy, new beginnings, and excitement for a new day, a new time, a new season in our life. Spirits of the east, we welcome you. Then we face the south. Yeah, it's nice here, the land of Pele, the land of the fire. So welcome Pele, welcome spirits of the fire. A transformation, new beginnings. Yeah, the transformation of the old into new. It's through the fire that we receive light and power. Yeah, so down in the south. Beings of fire, transformation, light. Yeah. Shine upon us. Pele, create new inside us. Teach us that in order to create, we have to destroy. We have to let go to move on. Thank you for your great teachings, Pele. We honor you in this place and time for this land that you've created for us to live and grow. Mahalo, Pele, and spirits of the south. So we face the west, the area of the sunset. It's actually the land of the winter solstice. And we welcome you, spirits of the West, the ancestors, those who've gone on ahead of us. Yeah. We welcome the ancestors, the spirits of the West, the water ones, the fish, the whales, the dolphins, the manta rays, the turtles, the honu. Teach us the ways of healing, of change and flowing, the waters of life. Waters of life inside us, we ask you to shift the molecules, that we may become more light, we may hold more light in ourselves. Ancestors, teach us what you wish you knew when you were on this dimension, on this planet. We thank you for all that you've done to create this place for us, that we might thrive and live here. And we ask that all that we do be a blessing to all of you. And so it is. Welcome, spirits of the South. And we face the north. In our case, this is the mountains of Mauna Kea, Kohala. Yeah, some say the earth itself, the place of the north, but the land of the ancients. Yeah. A great wisdom in the north. Yeah. The cold winds blow down to remind us that it's not always springtime, even though it seems like it here in Hawaii. The snow will come. There's seasons and cycles of time. And so in the wheel of life, we're reminded to use our time wisely. We give thanks to the spirits of the north, the crawlers of the earth, the insects, the unseen ones that do so much to keep our planet thriving. Mahalo, spirits of the north. Yeah. And then raise your hands up towards the sky. Yeah. The fifth dimension, up above. The spirit world. The stars. We're reminded that we are star children. We are connected to the universe. Star teachers come. Speak to us, guide us. Show us what we need to know at this time. We thank you for gifting us with this planet, placing us here, that we may grow through cycles and incarnations, that we may become more loving and worthy to be children of the universe. Thank you, star beings, angels, light from above. Welcome. Mahalo. And then we come down to the earth. Yeah, you can put your hands on the earth is nice. Yeah, if you can. Just having your awareness on the earth. Sometimes we call Father Sky and Mother Earth. Because the earth is like a mother, supporting us, loving us, nurturing us through everything. The great divine mother. Sometimes our own mother, not quite as great as the divine mother, but the earth supporting us, giving us challenges, causing us to grow, providing us with everything we need along the way, the food, the sustenance, the beauty, the experiences on this third dimension. We give thanks to the earth and we ask for your forgiveness for all that our people have done to you in our time here. We ask for forgiveness for ourselves and our families, for our lineages. And we ask that new light will come through us onto the planet for a new time, a new age, an age of light. For all the children of the earth, all the animals and plants, the kingdoms may come together once again to celebrate life. Placing your hands on your heart, you're welcome to sit or stand at this point. But we say the seventh direction is inward. And we connect to the heart, to ourself. Again, we ask forgiveness to the body, to the self, for all the negative thoughts we've had. And we give thanks for all the forgiveness the body has given us throughout time. We are grateful to the body for all that it allows us to experience in this life. Each one of us, a body for a period of time, Thank you, buddy. So go ahead and get comfortable. You can sit in a chair. We have mats over here. We have pillows. Yeah, we're going to get ready to journey. Yeah. So main thing is you can get super comfortable. Yeah. So that we don't have to fidget or move the physical body. Every time we move the physical body, we're brought back up to the part of the mind that is connected to this dimension. So the more comfortable you are, the more you can just like let go and journey. Now I do meditate sitting in a chair. I'll drop my core down to the earth. I'll run earth energy up through the legs. I'll run star energy down through the body. So however you feel most comfortable. But make yourself comfortable, and as you get comfortable, again, tune inward on your breath. So I like to say, always the world is going on around us. Always the breath is moving through us. And the quickest way to get present to your soul and yourself, and even to this world that we live in, is to focus on the breath. I do like to remind you, it's the breath that gives us life. I like to say food is fun to eat, but you can go days, weeks, months without the food, but barely minutes without the breath. It's the breath that gives us life, gives us energy. So tune inward on the breath and notice that as you exhale, the body naturally lets go. And as you do so, allow your body to relax even deeper. A little deeper with each exhale, letting go around the shoulders, around the hips. Just letting go of your responsibilities, your urges. Just allow your body to be soft and light. And some of you will begin the journey immediately. Some of you will follow what I'm saying throughout the journey. But some of you may like drop and fly. It's your journey. But imagine that you're walking down a trail down a mountain, down a hill. And as you're going down deeper, down this trail, walking through forests, around corners, just seeing trees, the landscape as you go, just noticing what you're experiencing on your journey. And coming out of the forest, walking down even more, way far up in the distance, you see the ocean. And we keep making our way down to the ocean. As we journey along the way, there's a big rock. And at the rock, you may have somebody waiting for you. An animal, an ancestor, a teacher. Just notice if someone or something guides you. There might even be a gift there waiting for you. And this being will journey with you as you make your way down to the ocean. Going down the mountain, down the hill, down the path. Just journeying on your way down to the sea. Eventually making your way down to the ocean. For some of you, your guide may have words of wisdom for you. For some of you, the guide may come with you as you go into the ocean. But making your way then into the waters, and literally see yourself, feel yourself walking into water. The water lapping around your legs and then around your belly. And as you immerse yourself in the waters of life, And again, able to breathe underwater on this journey. And going down deeper, deeper into the water. Going down deeper, deeper on this journey. And you may notice some marine life, fish, manta rays, dolphins, whatever it is for you. For some of you, dolphins may come and take you out into deeper water and take you down deeper, using their sound vibrations to heal your body, bringing your body back to a state of joy. Much like the birds are always singing, these high-pitched squeals, they bring us joy. Just allowing more joy in your body as you continue to journey down deeper, deeper into the waters. And you begin to hear the songs of the whales. First you hear them, and then loud, and then you begin to feel their vibrations through your body, healing your body. And the whales, a pod of whales comes up to greet you with the dolphins. And the whale looks you in the eyes just like the dolphins had done. And like that loving, forgiving eye of wisdom literally transmits wisdom, teaching to you about your life. And takes you down deeper. Deeper. Just relaxing down deeper. As the whale begins to show you the deep, dark places inside. The dolphins, the whales using their sound vibrations to shift the energy inside the body. Vibrations of sound all around in this sea of life. And a whale, a dolphin, a manta ray, one of these beings comes to you from the ocean. Could even be a teacher guide, like from Waterworld, or Aquaman. It gives you a gift. A gift for this next season of your life, this next cycle. And has a message for you. And this being begins to take you higher. As you rise up through the depths of the ocean, rising higher up into the sky, flying, if you will, above the sea, able to see the world and your life with a new perspective, and flying like a bird, journeying higher above the clouds, into the land of spirit and the ancestors. One of your ancestors comes to greet you. A teacher, a guide, some might say amakua. they take you even higher up into the spiritual realms. The realms of the angels, the light beings. And they teach you just by a vibration of love. And they begin to show you places in your life to love more. This is loving vibration through the sky, through the body. Just filled with a vibration of love. Love for them, love for all. Their love for you. As it were, now in a sea of love. Able to see love all around. As you come back down to the ground, to the planet. The planet just emanating love. The trees, the people, all around these vibrations of love. Inside you, vibrations of love. Great healing with the songs of the peoples, of the nations. Vibrations of love. Encircling the planet. As you journey to your favorite place. Being in that favorite place, just experiencing that place. The joy that it brings to you. The beauty, the wonder. Letting that feeling fill your soul and your body. We're so very blessed to be able to play here on this planet with one another. As you wander through your favorite place, just noticing what you notice. Perhaps the flowers, the topography, the sounds. And here too, one of your teachers comes to find you. Meet with you. This place inside. So powerful, so full of knowledge and love and wisdom. And before we leave this place of peace and power, your teacher reminds you of something to let go of, someone to forgive. You may bury that in the past and literally see yourself bearing a stone in the ground of this place, letting go of that heaviness you've been carrying, that you may be more light. And see yourself more light. More light shining in the heart, in the head, in the hips, all around the body, light, shining, bright. If there's any place it feels like you should let go of something else, feel free letting go. And as you become more light, once again floating up, just naturally drifting up higher. As you become more light, having more awareness, a broader perspective on your life, on this time, on the things you're going through, getting insights, clarity, to be able to see clear from a broader perspective. And with the help of your teachers, and off in the distance you see a circle around a fire, a circle of people, and you drift down to the circle of people around a fire. They are envisioning a better, newer world. They're gathering in community to dream, to take time now to see a better future. And each one in their own way proclaims something amazing that is now happening in their life. See it's coming around the circle to you. And so you think of what it is that you would like to proclaim in your life, in this circle of spirit. That you're living into and being for this experience in this next year. And as you think about it, you feel the excitement, the joy that brings you. Excited to speak in a group, but even more excited about the feeling of having that experience. The experience of love, of health, of happiness, of being honored and recognized for your soul essence. Just letting that feeling go deep inside. The feeling of belonging. The feeling of being loved. Accepted. Just the way you are. Celebrated for your successes. Respected for your challenges. And mostly you have these feelings for yourself. This great love and compassion for yourself. And when it's your turn, you speak loudly and boldly of the great things coming in your life. The great things you're doing with your time here in the third dimension, to make the world better, to clear your karma, and to help create this age of light we are birthing. And the circle breaks into dance. People are celebrating, bringing more energy in the movement of the body, dancing around the fire this longest night of the year. Celebrating our place in the universe as star children. as the night comes to the end, the sun rises once again. As you watch the sun like over Stonehenge, sun radiant through the rocks. The community gathered to celebrate a new season, a cycle of life. And as the day begins, a new day begins, it's time to make your way back up the trail, back up the hill, the mountain, back here to this place and this time. And making your way back to your body, bring your awareness to the feeling of the ground, the chair supporting the body. Taking a couple more deep breaths. Just anchoring this experience. So welcome back. As you're still slowly coming back, I'm just going to take a moment to close the circle by honoring the 7 directions. I'm going to do it in reverse. Let's start by thanking the inside. This place we always have access to, where our greatest teachings happen. This dimension, this world inside that we can explore. This place of learning and growth and love. We give thanks to the spirits inside. We give thanks to our body, to our mind, for our imagination, our ability to journey and dream. Ever so grateful for this life. Then down to the earth. So grateful for Mother Earth. Thank you again for your support, your teaching, all the great gifts you give us. Thank you for your love, Mother Earth. Thank you for your beauty that inspires us to take care of you. Like a mother growing old. The earth once again renewed and yet young, old and needing care and tending. We love you, Mother Earth. Thank you for your support. We turn towards the sky, the Heavenly Father, those above, our star teachers. Thank you for your presence in our lives, for your guidance, for your inspiration. Again, thank you for placing us here on the planet. Thank you for not forgetting about us, but keeping an eye on us as it is. Yeah. Thank you for your ever-present love. Mahalo. So we face the north. We honor the north. Thank you, spirits of the north, spirits of the earth, the creepy crawlers, the insects, the ones that are unseen and yet doing so much to create a world that thrives. Thank you for your teachings. Thank you for your love. So we turn counterclockwise towards the west. Thank you, spirits of the west, ancestors who've gone before, the place of the sunset. We're honored by your beauty and reminded of the power of the night, that we can see clearly even in the dark, that we're reminded of our place in the cosmos as your children. Mahalo. Mahalo to the ones of the waters. Mahalo. To those of the south, spirits of the south, thank you, fire. Thank you, Pele. Thank you, all the spirits of the south. Fires of transformation. Mahalo. And to the spirits of the east, the new sun, the inner child, thank you for new beginnings. Thank you for your teachings. Remind us to cherish the day. Mahalo. And with that, our ceremony is complete today. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, I did talk a little bit about the community, and I know I got a little emotional. It happens to me a lot when I go into spiritual work because I really tap into this deeper place. But I really wanted to stress the importance of community, our community at this time. So, you probably are aware the world and our country is going through some big changes. Yeah. This is the time Edgar Cayce talked about, the time Nostradamus talked about. A lot of psychics saw this time. But as the world changes outside, there are also major changes happening inside. And so I remind you, as we go into the chaos, we chose to be here now on purpose, by design, to help birth this new age, this new world that we've dreamed about our whole life. And all my teachers say it's through the dreaming that we create this world. So keep bringing your dreams, your focus back to the world of light that you desire, that you see coming. It's going to be a challenging year. It's going to be a challenging couple years. Yeah. But during this time, the most important thing is community. And I also want to remind people of the community of family. Yeah. I always say most karma in life, Mom. We all came into the world through our moms. Most karma. But part of this time is to clean up our karma so that we can create an age of love and light. Yeah. So if you have any karma going on with your family, I know sometimes they're the hardest people to love. And yet that's the assignment. To forgive. To not take any of that crap with you into the next life. Otherwise you got to do it again. When shit happens, I like to say, oh, thank you. Because now I can let that go. Like, I don't know why that happened. But I get to replace my response with love. This becomes the ultimate teaching. And also in community. Sometimes we can rub each other a little wrong and so forth. But thank you for your presence in my life. Yeah. It's together that we're more powerful, and we're going to need one another through these next couple years. We're going to need one another to encourage one another. The elders with wisdom to the young ones, not just here, but throughout the community. Take a bigger perspective. We're going through changes. Stay focused on the world you want, because that's how we create it. Love you.
Testing. Okay. Thanks, Kai. Do you have any announcements for any upcoming classes and events?
Not really. I teach yoga Wednesday mornings and Saturday mornings down at Honnold's. I know it's a little bit far for the South Kona people, but it's a lovely, easy, simple yoga class on the ocean. I bring sheets and mats. You can bring your own if you like, but it's really gentle. Most of the people in my class, just so you know, are your age. right? So if you're like, oh my God, I can't go to yoga, it's going to be all these 20-year-olds. No, that's not my class. My class is the elders still kind of moving. You know, like, okay, oh, wait, oh my God, you know? And I was one of these people, like, this was my forward fold for years. Like, I didn't get it. Like, everybody's like touching, I'm like, that's all I do, you know? And then I had a teacher say, well, suck in your belly. And I went, Zzzz. So I've learned how to help people, with their body. So that's available. I'm not really doing the whole Ho'oponopono as much, but yeah. You know, the one other announcement I want to make to the community is I think this is my last year on the board. Yeah. And one of the best ways to grow as a being is to be more involved in community. Yeah. So if there's anybody that kind of like, well, I don't know, yeah, do something. What I would encourage you, first off, find some part to play, whether it's in the Christmas gathering or something that you can do, you know, just something you can do to bring your skills, your gifts to the community. And next year we're going to need a new board member. So.
Okay, thank you, Kai. And then some of us will go out for a lunch with Kai. We'll be treating Kai for lunch. If anybody wants to go, just put your hands up.
And
so
I'm
we
thinking a corner pocket. I kind of like
corner
their
pocket,
breakfast.
yeah,
We've done
quite
that a
good.
bunch
Yeah,
of times. I
yeah.
think, you know.
If anybody wants
sometimes
to go to
the
corner
chickens are
pocket,
there, yeah.
just put your hands up so we can get an approximate number of people.
Anybody want to join us for lunch? I'm going. Karen's going. Yeah. Okay, it'll be just the two of us. Cool.
And
Be like a date. Oh, you come? Okay, cool. It's
yeah.
not really a date.
We're going to Koa Bowl. I didn't do that yet. I don't know when I'm supposed to do that, but probably maybe I'll
Yeah,
just
good time.
pass that around.
Yeah.
And then we'll be also closing, saying goodbye to our live stream participants because we're going to have an optional sharing on our journey experiences and